Hey everyone, so today we're going to be talking about healthy snacks. Just for no other reason than that I had planned to do this during Vlogmas, but then got too lazy to do it. So here we are today. So I figured that, new year, new you, everyone's probably on some kind of healthy schnick. And this would be the perfect opportunity to show you some of my favorite, easy, delicious snack recipes. For me, I could live off just snacking throughout the day and I would be totally okay with that. That being said, my snacks normally include chips, French fries, maybe some pizza. So not really the healthiest of snacks. So I'm trying to train myself to not crave junk food snacks, and instead I'm substituting my junk food crap with really healthy, really easy to make snacks that are so good. You guys know I have been on kind of like a fitness journey for the past couple months, and I'll go ahead and link kind of where I started and then my results up in the cards for you to check out if you haven't seen it. But for me, what I realized is that how I kind of drop the pounds and like the bloat is from eating more healthy. And I work out all the time, so that's not necessarily the issue. It's just that I know what I can and cannot eat, and French fries and pizza aren't on that list of things I can eat, but I still do them. So these are snacks that I have been noshing on for the past couple months since I've been on this journey with my gym. And not only are they really good, but they're very, very, very delicious, because I am not going to be eating anything dry and tasteless. That's not going to happen. So all these snacks should be pretty easy to make, and you should have most of the ingredients in your pantry already, because you guys know I like to keep a stocked pantry and stuff. That's what's happening today. I'm gonna go ahead and put the ingredients in the description box. So let's get into the video. I hope you guys all enjoy it, and yum. All right, everyone, to start off our healthy snacks video, we are going to be doing one of my favorites, which is the apple sandwich. You're going to need apples, some goji berries, or I guess like some coconut flakes, and then any type of nut butter that you like. Right now I'm using sunflower butter is what we're using. So first things first, obviously you got to slice the apples in, I would say, into like fairly thin slices, but also don't like cut yourself or anything. Be very careful. And then once you're done slicing it, you kind of have to find its sandwich partner. So pair up the slices that are similar in size, or if you want to do an open face apple sandwich, go ahead and do that. And then I like to put a little lime on the slices, because then they won't go brown, because no one likes brown apples, right? And then you're just going to smear it with your nut butter, and then add the goji berries. I like goji berries, but of course you can top it with anything you want: chia seeds, coconut flakes, whatever you have in your kitchen. And then top that bitch up with the other apple slice, and there you go, your apple sandwich. And these are really good. Brian actually kind of eats them all in one sitting, which is an issue for me because they kind of take a while, but they're very easy to do. However, if you do have leftover apple sandwiches, go ahead and store them in an airtight container for, I would say, a couple days. Okay, next is kind of like my avocado sushi, but not. So first, of course, you need an avocado. And for those of you who are scared of cutting an avocado, just pay attention to when you do it. It's not very hard. Just take a really sharp knife and run it along the avocado in half. And then to de-seed it, just take your knife and make sure to hit it center on the seed, and there you go. And then I'm going to cut these into little like thin slices, because we're going to top these on top of the seaweed. And then seaweed, I actually really love seaweed. This has been a snack of mine since childhood, and they are becoming so popular. You can find them in any grocery store now. And right now I'm just taking a spoon and kind of scooping out the avocado. And then all you're going to do is place your avocados on top of your little seaweed sheets. Of course, if you are eating rice, you are more than welcome to top it off with some rice. This is just like a really easy snack to make to me, because I love sushi. This is something that's affordable and easy to do at home. And I'm topping it off with some sesame seeds. And then of course, You need that flavor, so top it off with some salt as well. And there you go. There's your avocado sushi. Really delish. Speaking of avocado, let's make some guacamole. So obviously we have 3 avocados in a bowl and we're just mashing it with a fork. Don't need to get too fancy about it. Then we're adding garlic. Some tomatoes should be coming into the picture as well. And then red onion. Onion is like my favorite thing to eat. Red, white, yellow onion, they kind of make every dish better. And then we're gonna just mix it up. And then gonna add some lime and then also some salt, because I add salt to everything because it gives me flavor. And yeah, that's it, guys. You can top this. Of course, you can eat it with chips, obviously, but you can also just eat it with veggies, any type of veggie you have. Now, I know this isn't technically a snack, but this is one of my favorite homemade dressings because when I have this on hand, it's just really easy for me to toss a salad together and have it for lunch or dinner. So into this empty jar goes olive oil, any type of oil you have, and then vinegar. So you can either use rice wine vinegar, I'm using champagne vinegar, white wine vinegar, anything that has a tangy flavor to it, add it in there. And then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of mustard. I think this is like that DiGiorno fancy mustard. And then garlic. Now this is a garlic press. I've been using a garlic press since college, and when I make dressings, I like to use the garlic press over chopping it because it really just smashes the garlic nice and fine, and you get kind of like those garlic juices in the dressing as well. But of course, if you don't have a garlic press, don't sweat, just chop it up as fine as you can. You see how fine that the garlic is pressed through that? So I really like it, but honestly, don't go out and buy a garlic press because it's not that serious, okay? And then of course, flavor people, salt. Add a pinch of salt. And since I added all of this into a jar, we're just going to put the top on and make sure that it's on there tightly so I don't cause a mess. And as you can see right now, everything is pretty separated. So what we're gonna do is shake it and emulsify the dressing. And it's gonna mix everything up. And that's why I like to do this dressing in a jar, because it's easy to store. Everything's already there. And there you go. It's really yummy, tangy. I'm not really a mustard fan, but I have been incorporating mustard into kind of my recipes and it has elevated it. So super good. Recommend. Always have it in my fridge. All right, next, get yourself a rice cracker because we're going to do a rice cracker 2 ways, savory and sweet. Here's the sweet option. All you got to do is top the rice cracker with a nut butter. Again, anything that you have. And I'm gonna add some chia seeds to the mix. Chia seeds are really great to have on deck because you can also add them to salads and smoothies and anything you need. And then top it with your favorite fruit. We have a lot of bananas on hand because Brian eats bananas, so we're gonna use bananas. And then honey if you're eating sugar. Preferably not a huge clump of honey like I just did, but to each their own, do you. And that's it, a really nice kind of decadent treat. If you want something savory, go ahead and mix tomatoes, cucumbers, avocado in a bowl with some balsamic vinegar and salt and pepper, and just top that onto your rice cracker. For me, I'm more of a savory person, so I prefer this. And if you let the kind of tomato and balsamic vinegar mix sit for a little bit, the juice tastes really yummy. It's kind of vinegary but also sweet because of the tomatoes, and it's just so delicious. I've been eating this since grad school actually because my best friend Laura introduced me to this recipe, and it's so easy. And finally, we're gonna end this video with kale chips. I like this kind of kale, like the curly kale. I mean, it really doesn't matter what kind of kale you use, but that's the type I use. And you're gonna rinse it, dry it, and then tear them up into little pieces, removing the stem. If you want to be super professional about it, you can chop it up. But if you also don't want to spend your night doing dishes, just tear it up by hand. It doesn't matter. You're going to eat them anyways. Into the bowl goes your kale. And then you're gonna top it off with olive oil or any type of oil, coconut oil that you have on hand. This might look like a lot of oil, but I actually have a lot of kale in this bowl. And then we're going to flavor it with whatever you have on hand. I am flavoring it with salt, of course, and then garlic powder, but you can also add like chili flakes, and you can add nutritional yeast, whatever you have on hand, and then you mix it up real good, and then put it on a lined baking sheet. I am baking this in 2 batches because you don't want to overcrowd the kale. You want to make sure they all get their share of nice time under the sun. You want them to bake evenly. I have found that when you put the oven at 300 degrees, nothing higher, nothing lower, then the kale chips don't burn, and they all crisp up at a pretty easy and even pace. So we're going to throw this into the oven for 15 minutes. Take it out. As you can see, they're crispy, but they need a good little tossing. We're going to toss it, mix it up, make sure that the kale is evenly baked on both sides, and then we're going to put it back into the oven for another 5-10 minutes, depending on how crispy you want it to be. And there you go. I believe a bag of kale chips at the grocery store is like $3, so I just saved you $2 and put it in a container. Kale chips will last you about 2 to 3 days, but I doubt that they will actually last that long without being eaten. And there you go. Okay, so those are my healthy snacks that I like to nosh on. I still have some of my kale chips. So crunchy. If you have any really easy, healthy snacks that you make, please let us know in the comment section. And yeah, people, like I said, I feel like 2020 is going to be a really bomb year for all of us, and that includes financially and any other aspect that you have going on in your life. So if a fitness journey and health journey is something that you want to jump on in 2020, you can do it, and my snacks will help you. I'm Ajadang. I'll see you next time. Bye.